Hello, everybody. It's Thursday. Thought I'd check in with everybody, see how you all are doing, see what's new. Sorry about Tuesday, didn't work out trying to do it from my parents' house. And just couldn't get the Wi Fi to work right. There's Crappie is back. Derek's here. Oz. Yeah, everybody was watching the game anyways. I'm sure. So was I. Hey, Terry. Hope everybody was happy with the outcome of the Dodger game. I was over watching it at my parents' house, so it was nice. Got to enjoy it. And that's where I wanted to be when the Dodgers won it with them. So it was fun. Hey, Oz, thank you very much for your super chat. Appreciate that. Raymond, Dan the man, thank you guys. See what's going on here. So Marcus got in on the yellowfin. That's good to know. Ooh, Adam got a 5.5 pound largemouth today. Where'd you get that at, Adam? Get these tickets out of the way. Oz, Raymond. Oz Romero. Thank you. Henry. Appreciate it. Terry, thank you very much. Adam got the fish on a local pond. That's good. Was that like a golf course local pond, or was that like a real local pond? I know a lot of you guys like to go to golf courses. Okay, so Zach wants to know, how was my trip on the Conception? I wasn't on the Conception. The Conception is the boat that burned down. I was on the Coral Sea, and that was a phenomenal trip. If you guys have never fished at a sea landing, you need to try it. Awesome, awesome landing. And here comes April making an attack. It's awesome landing. Parking's really inexpensive. It's only $3. Plenty of parking, close to landing, close to the boats. It was really easy. And what was neat about it is the Captain Jason and Rafa made the decision to not run to one of the islands like we normally do. Because normally we run to San Miguel, Santa Rosa, something like that when you leave out of Santa Barbara. We ran north. We went north past Point Conception, fished along the coast. And it's a really unique area because it's too far north. It's far enough north that it's too far south for Avila, Morro Bay, any of those boats to run. And it's far enough north that a lot of the private boaters just won't go there from Santa Barbara. So we had phenomenal fishing. I mean, just ridiculous big rockfish, some nice lingcod, a big halibut caught. And we weren't fishing very deep. Most of the time we were under 100 feet of water. I think we might have gotten over 100 one time. And then we were in like 50 feet toward the end, trying to catch more whitefish to finish off the limits. Everybody got their 20 fish limit. Even the camera guy got a limit of fish. So it was pretty phenomenal fishing. Doesn't get much better than that. So if you guys ever get a chance to go on the Coral Sea on an overnight trip, I really recommend you go. The crew was really great. Matthew was on it, owner's kid. He was on here a lot with us, and he was deckhanding on there, so it was really cool. But fishing was really, really good. Okay. So Adam's going tuna fishing. Peter wants to know any tips inshore yellowtail. I would say throw live bait, and then if you're good with the jig, throw a surface jig. You know, something like this works out good. Magic Metal Light, a Tatty, a Salas, something surface jig, something that's going to kick side to side is what you want to use. What else? Jose says he went out on a half-day trip at Oceanside on Monday and caught huge bonita. That's good. Nice to know that they're running. Adam, you got run off Lake Hodges? Is the lake closed or is it open? Yeah, we went past Point Conception. Past Point Conception. Maybe that's what you meant by your question. And that wasn't, did I fish on the Conception? I'm sorry. Also, the lake should be closed right now. That's probably why he got chased out of there. Aaron, why do you put two different kinds of line on a reel? Okay, so Aaron's asking why do we put two different types of line on a reel? So this is Spectra. Okay. So, and I like to use white Spectra. So a lot of people like myself will put Spectra on the line because you can put a lot more Spectra on a reel than you can monofilament. Monofilament is a lot thicker than Spectra. So you could put 50-pound Spectra, and it's about the same thickness as 20-pound monofilament. So we, instead of just filling a reel all with like 25-pound monofilament and not have enough line on the reel, that's why we use the Spectra. We use the Spectra on there to get more line capacity, and then put the mono on top. Um, Depending on what you're fishing for. If you're fishing heavy kelp for calicos, you don't need a lot of mono. If you're fishing for yellowtail, white sea bass, tuna, you need a lot of mono. So at least 100 yards for that. Victor was just curious what you thought about trolling for yellowtail. Yeah, Victor, you could troll for yellowtail. I see a lot of people do it, slow troll mackerel or live sardines, and they catch some. I'm too impatient to do that, especially when I have paying customers with me. They want to catch something, so I normally anchor up along rocks, ridges, high spots along the kelp, and put them in a spot where they can catch calicos, sheephead, and other stuff. And as the yellows swim through, then they have a chance to catch them. But that's why I normally don't troll for yellowtail. I'll normally always anchor up on it and let my customers fish for the calico bass and the rockfish and all that. Like I said, the sheep's head. And then if they want to catch, if they hook up and want to catch some, if we get lucky and catch yellowtail, then it's a bonus. But as a rule, we normally go ahead and fish for the calicos and just kind of catch yellowtails while we're doing that. Oz, where were you when the anchor got broken off by the current? Hey Jeff, how you doing? Long Beach Coal, LB Coal, as you say. Hi Dan, met you once a few years ago back at a taco store while buying my Alexa. Wanted to know where's a good spot to catch surf perch. I haven't been surf perch fishing since April, but I would say probably Bosa Chica, Huntington Beach, Dog Beach, all that kind of area. I'm sure there's other spots farther south, but I haven't fished those spots. So I'm sure somebody here will tell you where they're catching the fish at right now, surf fishing. Hey Ernie, how you doing? Another fellow Montebello oiler. Yeah, Anthony's talking about the yellowtail, the mahi mahi, yellowfin are biting really good, and they're still catching a lot of big tuna. Jeff was out; he caught some tuna yesterday and probably today too. But he said he's doing pretty good. Dan the man, is it true that green shiny jigs work best for yellowtail? I think it really depends on what bait is in the water. I know a lot of people like to fish the mint green tatties and they catch fish on them. I use a green and yellow magic metal light and I catch fish on them. I've also caught them on this color and I've caught them on a mackerel pattern too. So I don't know if it's so much the color or people believe in that color so they fish it more often, but I'm not quite sure. Yeah, Jeff was fishing at Cortez Bank and they got 120 to 160 pound tunas. That's good. And Jeff's boat's fast enough that he probably left this morning, went all the way out to Cortez and back by this evening. So that was pretty good. 338-pound bluefin on the Pacifica. Wow, that's good. Anthony wants to know what kind of rod to get for live bait fishing. I would say nothing shorter than 7.5. And if you're gonna fish from yellowtail down, like not big tuna or anything like that, but like yellowtail, 30-pound yellowtail down to calico bass, I would say 7.5 to 8 foot bait stick would be good. Cowstar makes good rods. Phoenix makes good rods. If you want an inexpensive rod, good quality, you can get a Californian rod. It's a Phoenix blank, custom wrap for them. You can find that at your local Turner store. But there's all kinds of rods out there. Really need to go to your local tackle store and pull on some rods and tell them what your budget is. You know, you don't have to spend a fortune on a rod. You can get a decent rod for under $200. So Castillo's going on his second boat trip ever on November 3rd, 3/4 day out of Davy's Locker. I'm guessing you're going to be going to Catalina. They might be fishing like sculpin and rockfish first and then run to Catalina, or they might run straight to Catalina. But I'm not quite sure what they're doing lately, but I'm sure you call a landing, you can find out what they're doing. So Adam wants to know what's the difference between braid and spectra. Braid and spectra is the same exact thing. Some people call this braid, other people call it spectra. It's the same exact thing. Now there is a difference between monofilament and fluorocarbon. It looks the same, but it's not the same. Fluorocarbon is more brittle, it's stronger, more resistant, and harder to see in the water. But this would be monofilament. This would be spectra or braid, and fluorocarbon would be different and normally comes in a little bit bigger spool, wider spool. Okay. Hey, Azif, thank you for your super chat. Let me get you a ticket for today. April, come say hi. Come get some hot dog. April. April. She's probably watching the football game on the TV. With other questions. Brandon, did the Tomahawk trip get canceled? It got postponed. It's going to be moved to first week of December. They had a problem with their fish hold, died on them, and it took them a few days to get it fixed. So our trip has been postponed. So we have a few weeks before we do that trip. Yeah, Jeff's got his biggest tuna ever on his boat last week, 357-pound bluefin. Not sure what he did with all that fish. I'm sure his clients took him home. Do you guys process the fish on the boat, Jeff, or do you send the fish somewhere to get processed? Do you have a company that does that for you, for your customers, for your clients there? I'm not sure how you do that. Hey, Kevin. Hello. Okay. Who's that? Hermelindo. Hey, Dan, how much would it charge to fish the wall? How much would you charge to fish the wall? You got a 50-pound white sea bass there? Wow, that's nice. My half-day trips are $750 for up to 4 people. But if you want a list of all the rates and stuff that we offer, here is a link to that. And I'll show you all the rates that we have. Yeah, we only have 60 people here today and only 30 likes. So let's get at least all 60 of you people to like it. So Alan went fishing on a 22nd Street landing, caught a nice barracuda on a magic metal jig. That's cool. Yeah, if you guys ever have pictures of your catching fish on a magic metal or B52 bucktail, please send them to me. I'd love to put them up on my Facebook pages. Oz was Santa Monica Bay in the New Del Rey. Oh, that's always a hassle when they have to bring up the anchor by hand. Yeah, the deckhand's not going to do that by himself. Took a bunch of you guys, I'm sure. Yeah, and Jeff was talking about for fishing for yellowtail that a lot of it is presentation. I think it's probably more presentation than it is color. I think that's what he's trying to say there. Jeff, have you set a date for your lobster hooping on the gale force? No, I haven't. We got some family stuff going on right now that I'm working on, and once that's all done, should be done the first week of December. Then after that, I should be able to do some more trips. So um, we'll probably do it. We'll do it before Christmas, but I'm not sure what exact day. They want us to do a weekday, so it'll probably be a Friday, a Thursday, or a Friday. So I don't know if 10 of you can get away on a Thursday or Friday, but that's what we will probably do. And we can either do the Gale Force or the Triton, whatever boat you guys want. But I have to get over this family thing that's going on right now. And once that's done, then I'll have more free time. So John was up in the Eastern Sierras. It was a little slow. Ron B. Hello, Dan. It's my first time tuning in. Fished with me on the Coral Sea last week. Cool. Yeah, that was a very memorable trip, Ron. That was really good. It was great. I'm glad you enjoyed talking to me. Thanks. What does the green dollar amounts means in the chat? Oh, that's a super chat down there. So if you scroll up, you'll see where as if did a $4.99 super chat, and Terry did a $10 super chat, whatever that is. So those are just a way that people want to support me. So they'll send a little donation or offer, cash offer, whatever you want to call it, to me for doing the super chats. I've been doing them since March for free, and people have been wanting to support me, so that's what they're doing. And to make it out a little bit easier, everything you see here is going to go to one of the people who did the super chat. So when you do a super chat, you get one of these tickets that are in the hat here, and then at the end of super chat, soon at the end of the chat today, we'll pick a ticket out of there, and that person will get all this stuff for whatever amount you want to send in for your super chat. You can do $2, you can do $20, whatever you want to do. There's April. She's back. We went for a nice walk just before we did the live today. Hey, Ernie. Thank you very much. April. Okay, what other questions are there? So Tony was on the Grande. That's cool. So Jeff, when you use 5 Star, you guys take the fish from Dana Point all the way down to San Diego, or do they come up to your boat and pick them up? How does that work? Clayton. So Clayton's talking about how my like percentage is pretty high. That's because those other people aren't talking about fishing. Sometimes we'll have almost match it. So we'll have 100 people on here, and we'll have like 90 likes. So that's pretty good. So Clayton, make sure you press the like button. Wisdom, we haven't really talked about the new Tomahawk dates yet. I'm going to send an email to everybody probably tomorrow, but the trip is being moved. Looks like it's going to be the first week of December. I have the exact date. I have to look it up, but we are going to do the trip. And if you guys think December is late for tuna, I will just remind you that last year, our last tuna trip was on the Tomahawk 2 days before Christmas, and we had limits of bluefin. So I don't think it's going to be too late this year. Hey, John, thank you very much for your super chat. And I have a trip going. Yeah, Jeff, we got lucky on the weather, I think. I mean, that's the day all the fires happened. And it's kind of good, too, because the camera guy that was going to go work for me that day had to evacuate his family on Monday because their fire was right there by their house in Irvine. So they had to get out of town. And I offered him to come stay at my house, him and his wife and his kid. But his wife's family had a house in Santa Ana, so that's where they went. So it kind of worked out. John. Ron B, thank you very much. Hey, Tyler, take a look at the messages. I don't know if the guy's come on yet, but there was a guy who was sending me messages. Hey, Tyler, I'm very sorry to hear that. Your grandfather passed away, and he was a fan of my show. Thank you very much. Very sorry to hear that, Tyler. But what I was going to tell you was, Tyler, that there's a guy that's going to be on here. So take a look at the messages. I don't know if he's put it on yet, but he's new to pier fishing. He was looking to get an outfit, and he told me today in one of his messages. He sent me a message on Instagram that he fishes straight Spectra braid, like 65 pound Spectra, straight to the hook. And I was telling him that's ridiculous. You shouldn't do that. But maybe if you see his comments up here, you can talk to him. Okay, what's that? The blue. Blue Azul, is that it? Hey Dan, big fan here. I'm going on a charter boat to Catalina on November 9th. Are yellowtails still biting? Yes, they are. Yeah, two jigs that I would recommend for yellowtail right now at Catalina would be my Magic Metal Light. I probably would get the smaller one, the MM5, the yellow one, or the anchovy one. And then a 3.5 or 4.5 ounce Magic Metal jig like this would be good. And you can find those on my website. And those would work out good for Catalina. Make sure you got live bait hooks too, because sardines work out good. Alan is going on the pursuit next week. Line wise, I would say 25-pound tests would be good. And the same thing on the jigs. If you want to try to catch yellowtail, Magic Metal Light, Magic Metal jig, a tatty jig would be good. And if you want to fish the calicos or rockfish, I would say bring some 1 ounce B52 bucktails. Henry, lobster permits. You can buy them online. You can go to a Big Five. You can go to Turner's Outdoorsman. You can go to those places. If Turner's is still having like appointment only to get in the store, you can go to the door and tell them you're not there to go shop the gun department, that all you need is a fishing license or lobster license, and they'll let you right in. You don't have to wait. You don't have to make an appointment. Kurt, how can your fans help you get sponsors? I guess you can call the companies. You can call, Daiwa's local, Akuma's local, Turner's is local. You can let all those people know that you like the show and you'd like to see them support me. Let me see. So you send the fish by courier all the way to San Diego? Wow. I didn't know a courier would take a fish like that all the way down there. Hey, Aaron, thank you very much for your super chat. Let me get you a ticket. We're doing pretty good, guys. We got 70 people here and 50 likes. Maybe we can get all 70 of you to like it. That'd be awesome. Okay, what other questions are in here? So Lewis says he was at Catalina today. It was slow. Bonitas, no yellows. One of my buddies was there today and he caught yellows. So I don't know where you guys were, if you were in the front side of the island, back side of the island, Lewis. But one of my buddies who doesn't really fish much, and he caught a yellowtail today. So Tyler's giving lobster information there. That's cool. So someone's asking about Alamitos Bay. He was there last week, asking if the shop still there. Are you talking about the landing being there? Because there's no more sport fishing landing there at Alamitos Bay anymore. They have the rentals for the Duffy boats there, but there isn't any sport boats running out of Alamitos Bay anymore. Let's see what other questions we have here. Family fish killer wants to know how is the tuna right now. Tuna fishing's good. Down south is the yellowfin and the dorado and some yellowtail. And out at Cortez and Tanner are the bluefin. One of the guys in here, Jeff, was out there today, and they got fish up to 165 pounds. So yeah, the tuna are still around, and I don't expect the tuna to go anywhere because they were here last year. My last tuna trip last year was 2 days before Christmas, and we caught limits of bluefin. I don't think it's going to be any different this year, and and last year we caught our first tuna in February, and I'm sure if I would have had a charter in January, we would have caught them in January, but we caught them in February. Now, Lewis, the water isn't too cold for yellowtail. We catch yellowtail in much colder water. What might be going on right now is the full moon. The full moon, the fish can eat a lot at night. So maybe they ate a lot last night and weren't that hungry during the day. Lots of times during a full moon, you get a better bite toward the end of the day because a lot of the yellowtail and bonita and stuff will eat all throughout the night. So you have to wait till they get hungry again later in the day. But the water is not too cold for yellowtail. Okay. You do not have to worry about that. Hey, Mike, thank you very much for your super chat. Appreciate it. And you're going to get a ticket for their drawing. Let me make that out for you. Yeah, so if you guys don't know what the super chat is, that's just like what Mike did there. And that's a way to support me. What other fishing questions are there? Tyler, thanks a lot for being here today after just losing your grandfather and helping out, talking to all these people. I'm sure it helps you to talk to somebody about fishing right now. And that's kind of how we started this with everybody locked up at home in COVID in March and people searching for information on where to go fishing and where they could go fishing, not get in trouble. I know people were getting tickets for fishing and you couldn't take your boat out in San Diego. So that's how we started this up. A lot of you have been following me since then, and I greatly appreciate it. So as long as I'm not on the water or traveling, I will be here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And I will be back in Baja um, in November. So I'm hoping that I'll have Wi-Fi down there, and I can continue to do these talks with you guys while I'm down there and give you an update from the East Cape and stuff. If any of you want to join me, I have a small group going. I think I only have like 6 or 8 people going right now. So it's going to be the 12th through the 16th in the East Cape. So I'll be going. And if you guys want to join me, you can, come join me. It's like, I think it's $780 per person based on, it's a little bit over that now because they're no longer 4 people to a boat. That was the price when we had 4 people to a boat, 2 people to a room. So we'll be doing that. Aaron, yeah, I'm going to be putting together a gale force lobster trip. Um, haven't decided on. I have some family stuff going on that I need to help out with the family, and once that's done, it should be done the first week of December. Then I can plan a trip and not worry about it. And I'm pretty sure we're going to do it um, like the second week or so of December. So the other trip I'm going to do, which isn't going to be a charter or anything, I'm going to drive up to Emeryville and go on one of their rockfish and crab trips, crab combos, Dungeness crab. I've never done it out of Emeryville. I did it out of Avila before, years ago, but I want to go try it out of Emeryville. I really like fishing out of Emeryville. I love fishing on the Seawolf and the New Huck Finn. Those guys are great, two brothers. They're lots of fun to be on the boat with. Great fishermen, run great boats. So I'm going to drive all the way up to San Francisco to go catch some rockfish and some crabs. And I'm going to take my GoPros and film it to show you guys what it's going to be like. So, see what other comments are here. Yeah, Aaron. So, to find out about the trips, if you guys want to know about the trips that I have coming up, make sure you follow me on Facebook and make sure that you go to my website and subscribe for our updates. I think we call it a newsletter. It's not really a newsletter, it's just our email list. So make sure you get on the email list. And then when we do the email blast, because we can only take 9 people with us on the trip for the Gale Force. So um, only 10 people can lobster fish at one time. So it's really important that you all, um, sign up early and join us. So let's do that. If you want to do that, make sure you follow me on Facebook and make sure you're on my email list so you can get all the first updates on anything going on. All right, so someone here is saying he's tired of people giving him a hard time by using spinning rod and reel. I wouldn't, don't listen to him. If you're comfortable using a spinning rod and reel, use a spinning rod and reel. The only thing is, if you go after decent sized tuna, you need to spend a lot of money on some really good spinning reels. Because if you try to use that inexpensive spinning reel on 100-pound tuna, you will be very disappointed. So you want to use good quality equipment. You get into those bigger fish. April. April. Here walking around. Maybe somebody scored. She's walking around. What's the best bang for the buck on a conventional reel? You know, it really depends on what you want to do. If it's just yellowtail to or small tuna like 20-pound tuna um, down to calico bass, low profile reels are great. But if you need something bigger for bigger tuna, bigger yellowtail, stuff like that, marlin, then you need different size reels. So there isn't really like one conventional reel. I use low profile reels all the time for most of the fishing that I do. When I go to Emeryville, I really just use 2 reels, the Lexa and the Komoda up there. But that's what I would do. So fishing SoCal was out on the Tomahawk. Captain Jeff last weekend, and they killed it. Yeah, they did some really good trips last week. So I'm looking forward to fishing with them when we do our trip. It looks like it's going to be first week of December right now. Hey, Matthew. Is that your dad for me? Another Montebello Oiler. I'm pretty sure I was at your parents' wedding. Considering your dad was like one of my best friends in high school. And I knew your grandmothers. And I knew your mom. I knew your parents when they were just dating. I still know your mom. I still know your dad. But I'm just saying, we were good friends growing up in high school. What other questions? Brandon, do you believe in the moon phases affecting fish bite? Um, I don't know about all the moon phases. I know some people do. I know some people believe that the tuna, the white sea bass, bite better on certain moon phases. I just think it's harder sometimes to catch fish on a full moon. You know, I like to fish for calicos on a full moon because you have current. Normally, with a full moon, you get more current, so it's better calico bass fishing. Could be better yellowtail fishing. The one thing I don't like about a full moon is sometimes you have inconsistent winds. But I have a trip this Saturday. I checked the weather report. Looks like we're not going to have much wind, so that's good. But there is a lot of wind coming right afterwards. I think Monday or Sunday, there's going to be another Santa Ana coming up. So that's the only thing I don't like about full moons. But some of the best bites I've been on have been in full moons. So you never know what to expect. So that's what I would say. Hey, we're almost to 100 people. Okay, guys, we only got 65 likes. Let's get up to at least 80 likes, please. Um, you're welcome, Fish Family Killer. Yeah, Jeff doesn't think that the bluefin are going anywhere. I agree. I think the only thing that will happen, Jeff, and I don't know if you agree or not, as we get into December, I think the tuna will get closer. You won't have to go to Cortez and Tanner. I think we'll be fishing those big tuna right off Desperation off San Clemente. But I don't know. Maybe they will stay out of Cortez and Tanner, but I think they'll be closer. What is a good rod and reel setup for cheap? There's a lot of cheap rods and reels you can get, but you really want to try to get something decent quality. Probably one of the better quality rods you can get would be the Californian rod by Turner's, but CalStar makes great rods. Um, Phoenix makes good rods. There's a lot of different rods out there. Uh, if you guys are looking for some less expensive rods, I have some at my warehouse for the Youth Foundation that we'll be selling. So you can drop me an email or something, and I can let you know what we have there available. That would be less expensive. And I just started putting some stuff up on, what's the name of that website? On OfferUp. I put some reels for the Youth Foundation there, and I'll be putting up some more stuff on there. I'm trying to see. I want to do what you guys said about do a page on my website and see if we can do something like that for you. I just got to see if we can put links there. So 'cause the problem with putting the stuff for sale on the website is the credit card fees are so expensive. So we'll see if we can do something about that and just put the offer up prices there. Hey Paul, how you doing? So Paul comes out with his family. His dad loves to fish with us, and his dad sits in the chair the whole day. And we have a little area picked out for him there where he can sit comfortably, and I help him make sure he catches fish. So that's always good. Yeah, I appreciate you guys all reaching out to Tyler. He is a young guy, and I'm sure he's hurting right now, just losing his grandfather. I remember when I lost my grandfather, I was really young. I think I was like 4 or 5 or something. I was really young when I lost my grandfather. And my mom said the first thing I said when she told me that my grandfather passed away, I asked who was going to take me hunting because my grandfather would take me hunting with him in his car and he would go shoot rabbits and I'd go with him to pick up the rabbits after he shot them. That was in Texas, so I understand what's going on there. Yep, Tyler, I understand what you mean, man. We all go back to fishing. It makes the things a little bit easier. Aaron, I think the 300 would be too small for rock fishing. I use the 400 a lot for rock fishing, and that works out fine. Um, and if you're gonna fish it just for rock fishing, you need to put um, all spectra on it. But if you're gonna use the same reel for calico bass fishing and tuna fishing, then you want to put some monofilament on there. But if you're only going to use it for rock fishing, then I would fill it all the way up with like 50-pound spectra, and that would you'd have plenty of line on there. But a 300 would be small. I would say a 400 series would be better. Hey, Lloyd's here. That's cool. Hmm. Jeff. When I was working in San Francisco, a guy in our company has boat. Yeah, it's way easier to catch Dungeness crab. You can just catch those on the piers up there. So I was talking to the skipper of the new hook fin the other day, and I was asking him when the crab season ends up there. So he said it was at the end, like they stopped doing it at the end of rock fishing at the end of December. So I was asking if I needed to get up there early, so I make sure I had crab, like on my limit of crab. And he said that they were pretty much getting limits of crab at the end of December, that it wasn't a problem. So I'm not going to worry about when I get up there. Just hopefully the weather will be okay. So Richard's going ling fishing tomorrow with swim baits. What colors have worked? I use white a lot. I use the B52 bucktail 6 ounce and put a single tail grub. You can put a swim bait on here too, and glue it on so that way when the fish bites it doesn't pull it off. But that works out really good for the lingcod. That's my favorite jig for the lingcod. Hey Paul, how you doing? See what other questions. Let me scroll down a little bit. Family fish killer, you must be in Northern Cal if you're fishing Furlong Islands. Yeah, we were out there fishing in September, and we did really good out there. We were on the Sea Wolf, and on that Sunday we had nice enough weather we were able to make it to the island. Yeah, guys, we're almost at 100 people here, and I only have 75 likes. Let's get up to at least 80 likes, please. And don't forget to subscribe here. If you're not a subscriber to my YouTube channel, please subscribe here and please go to my website at sport-fishing.com and sign up for our updates and our newsletters. And then also, follow me on Instagram, follow me on Twitter and all that. On Instagram, I'm TV Dan. Yeah, TV Dan. On Twitter, I think I'm TV Fishing. I don't know why I didn't just pick one name for all of them, but that's what I did. Yeah, the Thunderbird's been doing good. They've been getting some big tuna. 370-pounder, I guess I got today. Rocket Dog, thank you. So what does Jeff say here about the tuna? Yeah, Jeff thinks that those tuna are going to stick around to the end of the year. And they probably will be here through January and February too. Like I said, we caught our first tuna, and they were nice tuna, over 100 pounds, in February on the way back from a Colonet trip. So I wouldn't doubt it. So looks like Lloyd just got back from a trip, and he did pretty good. They caught some yellowtail and lingcod and bonita. He brought home 75 pounds of filleted fish. That's a lot. That's good. Most of the bluefin are all out at Demore. Was that 714? Most of the bluefin are all out at Cortez and Tanner. The smaller tuna, the yellowfin, are off Ensenada and Rosarito, and I don't even think they're that far. I think they're. I think I heard last time they were like 35 miles outside of San Diego, so they're not that far out. Hey guys, we got over 100 people here now. Thank you. Let's just get more likes, and please subscribe. Mike wants to know what's a good boat for a 1-day tuna trip out of San Diego. I like the Legend. I like the Tomahawk. I like the Sea Adventure 80. I like the Excalibur. There's a lot of great boats. Allen's boat's a good boat. Just see who's running trips. I would suggest you go on a day and a half trip. A day and a half trip is nice because with the day and a half, you get back the next morning. So it's not like you're going to get home at 8 o'clock at night and you're tired, and then you have to make the drive all the way home. Um, you get back at 6 in the morning, and then it's an easy trip to come home. You just load your fish up in your gear. You slept good all night. You're nice and rested. You have an easy trip home. Stop somewhere for breakfast, and that's it. What else is here? Julio, yeah, full moon. Yeah, fishing will probably die down for a little bit. Hopefully, I'll do okay Saturday. I have a trip going to Catalina on Saturday, taking some actors, a couple of actors hired me to take them fishing. So it's cool. Some celebrities. We'll be at Catalina on my boat on Saturday, and hopefully get some yellowtail. I wouldn't go lobster fishing this weekend. Lobster fishing on a full moon normally is not the best thing to do. I was thinking about going lobster fishing on Sunday, but now that I realize it's a full moon, I will not be doing that. I'll stay home and watch football. Yeah, you guys, if you didn't hear, Tyler lost his grandfather recently. So, reach out to him and let him know that you appreciate him being here and sorry for his loss. Creeper 46, what lures do you recommend for a beginner? The basic lure to use for a beginner would be a bucktail. B52 bucktail, 1 ounce would be great size all around. This is a 6 ounce. This is what I use for lingcod and big sand bass. But I would say a 1 ounce that you can use for sculpin fishing, rock fishing, calico bass fishing, something like that would be good. And then you could get some bigger ones um, for other fishing too. What's that? Wyatt wants to know, what ounce bucktail do you recommend for sculpin? A 1 ounce. I would say 1 ounce. If you want to go to half ounce, you can. What I do sometimes is put a half ounce on top, a 1 ounce below it, and then the sinker on the very bottom. On our twilight trip we had this year in the city of Long Beach, we had so many sculpin that I was using the 6 ounce as my sinker, and then above it, I was using a 1 ounce B52 bucktail with no sinker. So using the bucktail as my sinker, and I was catching 2 sculpin at a time, and that worked out really good. And I even caught some bass that way too. Fish Aquatics, thank you for joining us, first timer. Don't forget to subscribe on my Facebook page and my Instagram. I'm TV Dan on Instagram. So the blue, let's see, Azul 777. Want to buy magic metal jigs from your website? How long does it take to reach? We're only there on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So today we were there today all day. So if you order today, your lures will not go out till Tuesday. And then depending on mail, how long that takes. So Tuesdays and Thursdays are the days that we send them out. To answer your question. Yeah, so was this Rocket Dog said he was on the Triton last Saturday, and they got lots of bonita, limits of bonita, some short cuda, and busted off a yellowtail. That's going to happen over there. There's lots of rocks. So Jeff thinks there's going to be a 500-pound bluefin caught this sometime this year. That's pretty cool. Perez Fishing Club, hello. Rocket Dog, thank you very much for your support. If you guys don't know what a super chat is, that's what Rocket Dog just did there. That's just to support me for being here. Said Rocket Dog, and April comes running into the room. The only thing, Tyler, that's bad about hooping on a full moon is that with the full moon, it's like a big spotlight in the sky. So lots of times the lobsters are afraid to leave their structure and they won't come out much. But considering you're going to be right over them, that might be the way to do it. Normally, when we're on a boat and we're dropping off our hoop nets around the structure, they don't move around that much. They don't come out. But since you're going to be on a pier, you might have a shot at getting them because you're going to be dropping it right on the structure. Your hoop net will be actually right on the structure. So that would probably be the best way, best chance you would have to do it. So amateur angler wants to know um, what's the best area to look for halibut. You normally catch them on the sandy beaches, or you catch them on the edge of structure like Iser's Reef, on the edge of those pilings and all that, or the edge of the horseshoe, edge of the breakwater, and that's where we normally catch them. So Tyler, I hope that helps you a little bit. Yeah, Julio, the swell doesn't always get bigger with the moon phase. What is unpredictable often is the wind. That's funny. So Jeff is telling Tyler to dress up as a lobster if he's going to go lobster fishing on Halloween. Somebody might throw a hoop net on him, Jeff. That would not be really good. Lloyd did really good on the bucktails and the rockfish. I knew you would. Hopefully, you took some pictures. I can use pictures. Um, so Vale's asking for tips on ocean fishing. If you have any specific questions, fire them away, and everybody here will be glad to help you out. But I would suggest you just look here on my YouTube channel, whatever the subject is, if it's calico bass fishing, rock fishing, just do a search there. And I've got almost 2,000 videos here. So I'm sure there'll be a video there that will help you out. And, we're talking about the Dodgers. So the big thing about the Dodgers is that it's been 32 years since the Dodgers won a World Series. And what I thought was funny about that, every time about how long 32 years is. Well, this year in December will be the end of my 34th year on TV. So that just tells you how long I've been on TV. 34 years. That's a long time. So hopefully I can get some sponsors and we can make year 35, try to get to 40 years. So that's my long term goal, get to 40 years. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, Dodgers, 32 years. And everybody's saying what a long time that was. That since they won a championship or World Series. And now I did 34 years. I lasted longer than Rush Limbaugh and Dr. Laura and all those other people. So that's pretty cool. Stefan wants to know when's a good time to catch white sea bass. A friend of mine caught one last week, a 50 pounder at Rocky Point, so you never know. Um, but traditionally, June, July is kind of the time. At Catalina, it can be April, May when the squid are spawning, is normally when they bite good. But right now, they are catching them on sardines, not on the squid. The last white sea bass we caught on my boat was in August, and that was on a sardine. Let's see what else is on here. Yeah. Okay. Well, we've been here for 1 hour and a half so far. Let me see any last questions here before I go. Thank you, Terry. 34 years. I'll have a drink of water with you. Lloyd, I could use those pictures. Let me see. Yeah, the bucktails work really good, Lloyd, for those rockfish. I know you can order more. We have plenty of them in the warehouse. So someone's asking here, what hook should you use going on an overnight trip? I don't know what you're going fishing for. If it's a tuna trip or if you're going calico bass, um, you just want to get hooks that match the bait. That's why if you guys saw the video I just did, I posted last week or earlier this week on make sure you bring hooks with you. That one is all about. Let me see if I can find it for you guys. That one is all about talking about making sure you have the right hooks with you all the time. So I would really recommend that you have a wide selection of hooks with you every time you go. Let me find this link for you. There it is. So here's a link to a video that I did all about hooks and what hooks you should carry with you. I'm older than you, Jeff. Let me see. Matthew, the bonito will stick around as long as the bait's around and the water stays in the mid 60s. So I think we can do that. Nut Joe wants to know where can I get tickets for lobster fishing. The boats that do open party trips up here in the alley area are the Gale Force and the Triton. You can just Google them, and they're also on Facebook. That's the Gale Force and Triton, and they sell open party tickets to go. I will be doing a trip in December, a trip to Catalina for lobster. You can do that. If you want to hire me to go lobster fishing on a private charter trip, I do local private charter trips for lobster in Long Beach, and here is a link to my private charter page. And it shows the trips and the rates, and that will help you out. Okay, what else is here before I go? Julio, I haven't seen any anchovies here in Southern California. When I was up in San Francisco, Emeryville, in September, that's all they had up there was anchovies. So I wish the boats down. I wish the bait barges down here would carry anchovies and sardines. Yeah, so Victor's saying here that there's some other rods out there. Fisherman's Hardware has them. So yeah, there's a lot of rods out there that you guys can look at. Rocky Dog, yeah, it doesn't look like we're going to be allowed to do a swap meet. I heard that there was a swap meet done up in Brea over the weekend, but it doesn't look like City of Cerritos will let us do a swap meet here in LA County. And I don't think I could get any volunteers to work it. A lot of my volunteers are older people. They just don't want to be around people right now. So I don't see it happening anytime soon. Hey, Stefan, thank you very much for the congratulations. Very good, Tony. Good thing you practice that night, and you'll save money on your hooks. Terry saw the video. That's good. Yeah, Terry. I need a when we do a swap meet, we need a bunch of volunteers to get the parking lot ready and to get everything set up. And I need more than one person, and most of my people just aren't up for doing it. AJ90. All right. Well, we got over 100 people tonight, and we got over 90 likes. So thank you guys. Only 10 likes shy of as many people that are here. So again, please remember to follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and if you're looking to do a private charter, here are the trips I have in my stuff there. And please go to my website and sign up for our newsletter updates and all that. So Nut Joe wants to know who Jeff is. Jeff is a guy that's on here who has a big boat, over a 50-footer, and he goes offshore tuna fishing all the time. So he's just one. He's like Tyler. Tyler is out here helping out you guys that want to learn about inshore and pier fishing. Tyler does a lot of fishing off jetties and all that. So Jeff is like my tuna expert. So if you guys want to know about tunas and stuff, he's the guy to help you with that. And if you want to know about pier fishing, Tyler is a guy you can ask all your questions to. Hey guys, thank you very much for having over 100 people here and for over 100 likes. I really appreciate it. And Tyler, again, very sorry about your loss. Sorry to hear that. Okay, so it's time for the raffle, and we're going to pick a winner here. So if you guys don't know what this is, these are for all the people that donated a super chat and they're in for this drawing. So somebody here is going to win this prize. And the winner is this person. Dan DeMan. I think you won like a couple weeks ago. Dan DeMan. So there you go. That's yours. Congratulations. April, you still got some hot dog left. Come say goodbye. So Dan the man winner. So send me an email with your mailing address, which I should probably have it because I know you won it once before. All right. Right now the swell doesn't look that big, so I don't think that'll be much of a problem. Good night, Paul. Good night, everybody. Good night, Jeff. Good night, Tyler. Good luck, man. I know it's not easy for you right now, so we're all thinking about you. All right, take care, everybody, and hope to talk to y'all soon. I will be here on Tuesday. Talk to you then. And I'll give you a report how I did over the weekend at Catalina on a full moon. Hopefully, we catch some fish. Thanks, guys. And Lloyd wants to know. Want to know my email, Lloyd? I'll just put my email just in case you guys need it. That's my email address right there. So you're welcome, Tyler. I know it's tough, man. Everything this year has just been a really crappy year, and I'm dealing with it right now with my family stuff too. So good luck, and I'll talk to you guys on Tuesday. I know a lot of you said that this is helping you get through all this, and it's helping me too. Hey, Ernie, it's nice to have you here. Go Oilers. Thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Night, everybody.